Greetings. Jim Pecora, the New Hampshire rock guy, and I'd like to give a little memorial memory to my mother. This is a caricature of her that was done at the 1938 World's Fair. It's labeled on the back, and that was in New York. Veronica Quinn. Really psyched to have found this, but anyway, if she was a young teen here, 38, 48, 58, 68, we're going to advance to a picture of my mom from 1968 that was taken right here on site. And we're at the discard piles, the sand discard piles of the 5th generation crushing plant here in East Alstead. So I had tried to take this is the original photo, and I tried to hold it up here at the sand pit to get the same perspective, and I realized how much higher this sand was. I mean, if you can see behind me, it looks like a pit now. When we were kids, 1968, August of 68, this picture was taken. This pile was 70 feet high, and there actually were, I remember 2 peaks. So they must have had a conveyor belt or something that got it up that high. And for 30 years we played out here. Most every Friday, Saturday night, it was the gathering place. People brought their 4-wheelers, their dune buggies, and they rode from down by the water up these sand piles. And as you can see, between all of the playtime here plus erosion, the sand has just gone down. So to capture the history of that, to capture the history of that, we enlisted the 9th grade, some of the 9th grade students, 3 or 4 of them came out here, and we performed calculations based upon that this right here behind me was the original side, one side of the pile. 128 feet to my right was the other side. So we measured that distance. We know that obviously half of that is 60 feet. And then all we needed to calculate was the angle at which manufactured sand, this is not beach sand, so when you pick it up it has a coarse grain. What angle did manufactured sand like to stop at? And so with that angle of about, I believe it was 48 to 50 degrees, we calculated that it was up to 70 feet at its peak. So that's really exciting. Another thing that my mom instilled in me, not only the love of mathematics, which I'd like to give her credit for. She was very scientific, very mathematical, and also just loved nature, very inquisitive. But we did a lot of art, my mom and family. So what we have here, these are my initials. It's a J and then a P for Jim Pecora. So this was very simple to do. You can do this at home. You just go to Michael's or any craft store and you buy the boards, paint the background any color you want. We like this particular blue. It's called cobalt blue. It's kind of harder to find now. There's a plaid blue that we usually put underneath, and then cobalt on top. Then to do the sand, this is 99% pure silica from the silos right here at the crushing plant. The plant produced pure silicon and pure potash feldspar for primary ingredients in making glass, feldspar, pottery, ceramics, Pyrex, Corningware, all of that. These are prime ingredients. The black, in this case, was originally gathered here, and it's a mica schist. We talked about this in another one, that 50% black or biotite mica, 50% muscovite, or the silver, or sometimes called white, black and white, and it's a very easy rock to pulverize with a hammer. It's kind of fun. And so the black, in the case of doing art like this, we're using carpenter's glue to paint the pattern you want, sprinkle the sand on, let it dry, get the sand off, and then usually probably 2 layers of sand would be needed to get a very nice clear picture like this. And then the mica schist is just a secondary layer. You can put mica flakes on here, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can do. We do sell all of the rocks and sands reclaimed from this manufacturing facility. This is all magma or igneous rock, so it's kind of like volcanic sands, but they never came out of the surface and became lava or anything like that. So anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to share. Just a beautiful, beautiful scene. We'll show you a picture of this sand pit, pile-turned pit from the far side of the lake. And again, Morning Sun has their meditation center here. They have meditation practice every Sunday morning. Free will donation, $5, $10, $20 that you can put in and donate. And it's a wonderful place to come. There are hiking trails here and the remnants of some of the crushing plant. I think that's about of what I wanted to say. One thing we don't know, if somebody knows, is why all this vast amount of crushed rock was discard. This was basically a giant discard pile. We know the pure quartz, the pure feldspar was sold. I just don't quite know why it generated so much discard in the way of a beautiful sand. We used it for years at Lake Warren. Most everybody would come with their truck here and fill up with sand. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's Jim Pecora, the Mica Mine Schoolhouse, brought to you again here in East Alstead, New Hampshire, at Morning Sun Mindfulness Center on Gilsum Mine Road.